another little programming tutorial, and today I want to create a little text adventure game. So let's start, and I will use again the programming language Python, and I opened here my editor, and yeah, let's start with the first line. And first we have to import some modules. So the import OS we need for cleaning or clearing the screen, and we need also time to give the brain some seconds of a break. So, and at the moment the editor doesn't know the syntax, so I have to save it as a Python file, and let's simply TA for text adventure, and file ending is py for Python, and save, and then you see here the syntax is recognized. Okay, so and let's start with a function, and this is the start function. And in the last video with the programming tutorial, I left the brackets empty, but in this text adventure I want to have a little inventory. So I define a variable like inv for inventory, but you could also ab or tc or whatever. Yes, so within the brackets we put the arguments or parameters. So, and then I also need what is doing, what to do with the function, and then you know from the last video the print. So this is what you can see, the output of your program. And we have to start with brackets again and type in maybe in front of the house, what are you doing? So maybe it's a little detective story where you have to go in a house and find something on the computer, on the hard disk. So maybe. So it's not the complete adventure, that would took too long. So only an impression that you also be able to write adventure. Yes. Okay, so this is the first, and if we want to have a different line, an empty line between, so we can, so print is the next line, and if we do here backslash with an N, you see the different color for the syntax, then the text going to a line deeper. So let's save it, and so maybe we can call the function for a first test. And first I want to clear the screen. And this can I make with the OS system clear command. But I'm running my Python under Linux here. If you use Windows, then you have to type in CLS, like basic programming language. Then we have to give a start or define our variable inventory. So I put it in these brackets here. So the start, or at the start, is inventory empty. And then we start, or we call our start function, and I will save it. And now let's look for the first impression. I call my program, or run my program on the terminal, or in the terminal. And this is at the moment all I have here, only one line deeper, and my text, what I wrote in the print. And now we have to go further with the start function. And I do another print, and my editor shows me, or make me some, or gives me some suggestions, so that I don't have to type the whole time. Yes. So, and as you can see, also I make here another line, or empty line, and now we have the list of suggestions what the player can choose. And the first is maybe open the door. So I think we make 4 possibilities, and I have forgotten the sign. Don't know the German word at the moment. The quotes, maybe. But maybe quotes is this, but single quote, maybe. Examine the mailbox is the second choice. And the next is look under the mud. And the last is look through the window. So this are your choices, and I save it, and we can look at the program in the terminal. And so this is, I think I forgot the 2 and the 3 and the 4. So now we have here the 4 possibilities, and we can go on with the code. And now we have to program the logic that you can choose a number 1, 2, 3, or 4, and that you can do with another variable selection list, but you can also call it whatever. Yes, also a single letter or whatever. But you shouldn't use a keyword like def or print or something like you already give meaning like inv, yes, for inventory. And so the selection list is 1, of course, 2, 3, and 4. And so the selection list is more a list than a variable, and the variable is the choice. And we have to select the choice from the selection list. Okay, so I think it's a bit clear in the next steps. So because maybe you recognize it, select choice is nothing else than a function. As you see here, selection choice and selection list is the argument or the parameter what is given, and we have to define the function select choice. So don't know if I have typed right, so we'll see in a moment. So, and choice is input, because we need input from the player, from the user, and we can also make an empty line between the 4 possibilities and the input, so the answer of the player, and as a question that it's clear for the player, and an empty space. So, and now we have to give a return value from a function. So you can also give returns from a function, return value, but it's not mandatory for every function. But in this case, we need the return to go on in our program. So if choice in selection list, then we return choice, and with the elif we can different cases check, or we can check different cases. So, and I want in the program the command quit for leaving the game if the player want or don't want to play further. So if the player type in quiet, and it's not important if the command quiet is in the selection list. So if the player types quiet, the game will ending. And ending of the game you can type exit 0. So then you quit the game, and in every other cases, so it's not in the list and not quit, then we have to tell the player that it's an invalid input, and then he or the program should be going to the beginning of this function. So that's why I put here return select choice selection list. Yes. Okay. And now we save it for a moment, and now we have programmed this part, and we can ask here or test the program. So if choice equals 1, and a special thing, I think I told you this in the last video, you have to put in here 2 equal signs. With 1 you give a variable a value, but if you want to check value and number or something, then you have, or here a string, then you have to put in 2 equals signs, mostly in the most program languages. So now let's print open the door with the key. Okay. And save. And I make it more complex in a moment, but let's test it for a moment. And we see here in line 22, if choice in selection list, a mistake. So I forget the two dots here. So if you have an if, like you see here, or elif, or else, then you have to type the two dots, and now hopefully should it work. And you see here the questions or the possibilities to answer, but we at the moment we only programmed the case for the one, so I type in the one and there's the answer. You open the door with a key, so ending. Yes, or maybe we can type in the quit, then you see the program ends instantly. And if we type an invalid input here like 5, then we get the answer here, invalid input, and if we then make the 1 or type in the 1, then comes the answer. Yes. So now we go further here in the program, because I want to make it not so easy for the player. I want to ask for an item in the inventory. So if key in inventory, and not forget the double dots here, double dots, then I will clean the screen. So OS system clear, and then I will cut it and paste. You open the door with the key, and at the moment the key isn't in the item list of the inventory, so it wouldn't probably not work. But if you in the house, because you open the door, then I will call another function, and this is inside. So I have to type in here my inside function as next step, and I have to put define here in front. So at the moment I have to restart the camera because I have the 30 minutes problem. So, okay. So let's print one thing here. You are inside the house. And we do a little more, but let's get back to the first function, the start function. And so we have to type in the other case. So else and also clear the screen so I can copy it and paste, and then I will print the door is closed. You will need, and there you can see a problem. It's not recognized as string within the single quotes, so I put in here double quotes. And then you can make an single quote within your text. Yes, you will need a key. So then it's time to pause the game a bit. So command time sleep, and the number in the brackets is the duration in seconds. Yes, for this break. And then back to the start function. So you can't go in the house if you haven't the key. This we make here with the if or else. So then now we come to the other case. So choice is 2. Then we also clear the screen. And then maybe we print open the mailbox. disk. Then we make another time sleep. Maybe 1 second this time. So, and then what are you doing? As question, what are you doing? And maybe we can copy some from here. I want to have 2 options for this question. First is take the hard disk and close the mailbox. And the second only close the mailbox. And then we can also copy our selection list from the, or where the select choice function is included. And you have careful with the spaces here. Otherwise you would get an error message. And we use again the select choice function. And again, so if choice 1, can we also copy? And then we can to add something to our items in the inventory. So the command is append. So inv is this here, our variable for the inventory, and we append the inventory with a hard disk. And then I print it. You take the hard disk and close the mailbox. Then we make another time sleep, maybe 2 seconds. So, and go back to the start function for another possibility of choice or selection. If choice is 2, then we print you close the mailbox and make another line for each case. Oops. And save. And also time sleep. And start function again. So this is our second choice. We can test it in the moment. Now I want to make the code for this here. For choice 3, look under the mud. Copy and paste it here. So, and make again clear, and I copy also the next print and also time sleep and next print, so we have some. So clear, then there is a key under the mud, and then what are you doing? And I think I can copy more because we had this already here. So I copy all this here. So and I have to update here the text because now we find the key and not the hard disk. So take the key, and the second is maybe put the mud back, and two selections are, or two options are possible to select. And if we take the key, then we can append the inventory not with the hard disk, with the key. And we can write, you take the key and put the mud back. Okay. time sleep and start function, the same like by the hard disk. Yes, the mailbox. And if you choose, or the player chooses 2, then we only write here, you put the mud back. And the last thing, or the last choice was 4. So look through the window. And this you write here, update with a 4. And as you look through the window, you see that no one is inside. And another print, you see a computer on a desk. So another time sleep. And so I forgot here inventory, and here as well. And go back to start function. Okay. And yes, maybe we try the 4 or see if there any problem with the program at the moment. And we see invalid syntax in line 24. And the old problem with the 2 dots after if or elif. So maybe no. Okay. So you are in front of the house. What are you doing? Let's type in the 4. As you look through the window, you see that no one is inside. You see a computer on a desk. And then you go back to the start function. You are in front of the house. What are you doing? And you can type in 4 again. And you look again through the window and come back to the start function. So let's quit at the moment. I saw here a space. And now let's complete the inside function. So I will put the inside function above the select choice function. inside the house, and next print you go to the desk. With the computer. Then we make another time sleep for a short time. And then again we do the what are you doing choice. Let's copy this. So first is switch on the computer or turn on, and next is leave the house. And then we have again the selection list 1 and 2 and our select choice function. And now we can go on with the choices. So if choice equals 1, then we have also to ask for the hard disk. So it's a bit like this first case here. But we have to update it in a moment. So, and I start the camera. For another time. So, now we don't need key because we opened the door already. We have to ask for the hard disk in the inventory, and then we make the final message. The computer is booting. On the screen appears the message congrats. And as you know, I have to make double quotes or quotes here. Congrats. And oops. And then we exit the game. And maybe you can call here a new function, like above I go to the inside, and you can develop your story. So this would be a new function called like you want, and with the hash here you can make a comment in your code. So there you can write everything, so it has nothing influence of the syntax, because it's only information for the one who reads the code. So, and else I will print, so maybe I can, without cleaning or clearing the screen, and else print the computer is not booting. So, and then we have to make the second choice, and I forgot already the two dots here. So, elif choice 2. Then I make a clear screen. And print you leave the house, and another time sleep, and back to start, because we go out of the house, and I see in the else part I have to go to the inside, because I don't want out of the house, it's only the computer is not booting. And then you can maybe leave the house, because you are still in the house. So, and I think that's it. Let's save and look if we get an error message. So, this is the start. If I type the 1 and want open the door at first, then I have the if statement, but now I have a problem here. In start, here is line 23. I forget inventory. Here 2. And here 2. Let's start again. So it's normal that you have errors, so you have to test your game, or you have to give it to someone to test before you publish it. So the door is closed, you will need a key. And you come back to the start function, and I can try it again. But the door is closed, you will need a key. Because I don't have the key in the inventory item list. So I have to first look under the mud. And I think I should take the key. So you take the key and put the mud back. And now I have the key and can open the door. You open the door with the key. You are inside the house. You go to the desk with the computer. What are you doing? So I had backslash and n here to get another empty line, but it's only cosmetic. Yes, so I think you see how it works. So switch on the computer or leave the house, and I want to switch on the computer, but I don't have the hard disk yet. So the computer is not booting, and I have to leave the house because I can type 1 and 1 and 1, but I can't boot the computer. So I leave the house. Now I'm again at the start function. I examine the mailbox. You open the mailbox and find a hard disk. And I take the hard disk. And close the mailbox. And I have already the key. And I have the mailbox, the hard disk from the mailbox. So I can now open the door. And I can switch on or turn on the computer. And the computer is booting. On the screen appears the message, "Congrats." And this is a thing where you would additional code where I made here the commentary new function, or the comment new function, and you can type here the function and define here the function and go on with your code. And you can also make random things happen. You saw in the last video the import random modules, so the guessing of the random number in the last tutorial, and something like that you can implement also in this story, in this text adventure, so that it's either for the players or for you is not to know what happened or how the story is ending in your game. Yes. Okay, so this was a little impression how to do such a text adventure like I did in some of my videos, or if I make a computer help desk support video. Yeah, that's it for today. I wish you a very nice time. Bye bye.